River State is the treasure base of the nation. Let's build and take it to greater heights. It is a task we must accomplish. Rstv News is live on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at RSTVPH. Click the bell so you get us live as we are in the studios. Welcome to the news. My name is Obubele Barapaka. Rivers State Deputy Governor Professor Ngozi Odu has described the introduction of the newborn screening program at the Rivers State University Teaching Hospital as a proactive step towards reducing infant mortality and improving child health outcomes in the state. Professor Odu made the remark during the launch of the newborn screening program at the Rivers State University Teaching Hospital in Port Harcourt. She explained that newborn screening is a simple but powerful medical intervention that enables the early detection of certain genetic, metabolic, hormonal, and congenital disorders before symptoms appear. The Deputy Governor noted that the state government's budgetary allocation to the health sector in 2025 was substantial because of the governor's belief that healthcare directly impacts the citizenry, especially the less fortunate, which underscores his strong support for the River State Contributory Health Protection Program, RIVCHIP. Professor Odu emphasized that the newborn screening program is not just a medical service, but an investment in the future of the state's children and the prosperity of the society. She commended the Chief Medical Director, Management and Medical Team of the Rivers State University Teaching Hospital for the laudable initiative. In his remarks, Chairman of the Rivers State University Teaching Hospital Management Board, Dr. Tamno Yarari Samson Parker, commended the Chief Medical Director and his team for their dedication and called for increased funding from the state government. Also speaking, the Chief Medical Director of the Rivers State University Teaching Hospital, Professor Chizindo Aleko, noted the critical importance of the well-being of every newborn in reducing neonatal and under-5 mortality. He explained that the hospital, having underscored the importance of neonatal screening, introduced a comprehensive package for initiative of the Siminala Ifobara-led administration. According to the CMD, early detection of health conditions will enable prompt diagnosis and treatment, thereby significantly improving health outcomes. The River State Television's Stewardship and Sex, a statement from the Office of the Acting General Manager, Paul Dango, said the program will be held in the morning between the hours of 10 and 11 o'clock. To this end, all staff, including those off duty, on casual and annual leave, are expected to attend the program. The statement added that a guest preacher and lead pastor of the Privileged Family Church, Mile 4 Port Harcourt, Reverend Chibweze Amadi, will minister at the meeting. The acting general manager emphasized the need for all staff to attend the program to rededicate the station to God and pray for divine intervention that will turn around the fortunes of the station. There is need for refresher courses to be integrated by educational technology departments in tertiary institutions, particularly the Ignatius Ajuru University of Education. A professor of educational technology, Stanley Manda, while delivering the 74th inaugural lecture of Ignatius Ajuru University of Education on the topic, Teachers' Cyclical Challenges and Needs Analysis, Reflections on Beneficence in Education, advised government school administrators, teachers, learners, parents, and the community not to be a can of worms. Godspa Anili covered the lecture and filed this report.
Professor Manda, who recorded his days in secondary and tertiary institutions, said he was given proper discipline and quality education due to his passion for academic knowledge that brought him to where he is today. Unlike contemporary students who are not serious about education by joining bad gangs to make quick money despite the consequences on them. According to him, education is a driving force for all-round development in the society, adding that stakeholders in teaching and learning need to contribute to fix the abnormalities to attain an enviable heights where technology can solve all human problems. The inaugural lecturer further recommended that education should be overhauled at all levels, assurance unit and control, as a rescue unit of teachers can of worms in the school system. The university don, whose lecture anchored on social interdependence, systems, Efficiency and effectiveness theories added that there is need for installation of both hard and software accessories to enhance teaching and learning micro-teaching sectors.
A situation where stakeholders in education are not doing what they're supposed to do, it becomes a can of worms, and it will not help us to achieve growth and development, which is part of what we want to enable society to move forward. Categorically, the stakeholders must do their function, such as the government, the administration, the teacher, the learners, the parents, and the community, so we can achieve our system objective.
Acting Vice Chancellor of Ignatius Ajero University of Education, Rumolimine, Port Harcourt, Professor Okechukwu Onechukwu, expressed satisfaction with the in-depth research and presentation of Professor Amanda, hoping that it will help to revamp the falling standard of education. He appealed to the federal and state governments to adopt the recommendations provided by the inaugural lecturer to improve the school system.
But that's the only way forward.
He is determined to providing leadership anchored on academic growth, nation building, and accountability, emphasizing that he has sponsored over 200 conferences to achieve the set goals.
This conference will actually educate our people, about the relationship between doing business and contributing to economic growth. Because whatever thing you're doing.
Dean Faculty of Administration and Management, Professor Jude Walker, the head of Department Business and Administration, Professor James Venus, of the international conference.
I encourage all attendees to the process of optimization can align with environmental, social, and corporate governance.
This conference is a global platform that brings together scholars, researchers, industry experts, policymakers, professionals to explore critical issues shaping the future of businesses and the economy.
Expectation is great.
Business re-engineering, a catalyst for economic development. The keynote speaker, Dr. Dakuku Peterside, and the lead paper presenter, Professor Isaac Ayandele, frowned at the socio-economic and systemic failures in the country and called for a total re-engineering at all sectors if the country must grow fast.
The oil production and the amount, the revenue we receive from oil on a regular basis. But we talk about the 6th largest oil producing country in the world and has been described as the global headquarters of poverty.
We have consumption mentality. It is how firms can become competitive. It is how government becomes enabling.
God's Power Anele, Rstv News.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the reappointment of Dr. Ahmed Abubakar Audi as Commandant General of the Nigeria Nation Security Institutions. The renewal, which took effect from Friday, 27 February, follows the expiration of Dr. Audi's initial tenure. He is expected to formally resume duties on Monday with water statements issued by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, described as a renewed mandate to reposition the Corps in line with evolving security realities. Dr. Audi was first appointed Commandant General in 2021 by former President Muhammadu Buhari. His first term ended last Friday as he participated in activities, kidnapping and terrorism. There are signals that the Senate is ready to fast-track the amendment of the 1999 Constitution to accommodate the establishment of state police. It has also declared that the renewed push by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the reform has further strengthened lawmakers' resolve to conclude the process within weeks. In an exclusive telephone interview with Newsman, Chairman, Senate Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Yemi Adaramodu, several lawmakers on the contentious on the constitution review process even before the President's public appeal. He explained that the only reason for the delay in concluding the broader constitution review exercise was the urgency that attended the recent amendment to the Electoral Act, which required concentrated legislative efforts. President Tinubu had called on the National Assembly to begin the formal process of amending the Constitution to allow for the faith-breaking of fast with members of the Senate at the Presidential Villa Abuja, describing Nigeria as extremely challenged by terrorism, banditry, and insurgency. Rivers State is the treasure base of the nation. Let's build and take it to greater heights. It is a task we must accomplish. Don't forget, we are live on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Rstv PH. Click the notification bell so you can receive us live from the studios. Coming up, Israel, U.S. launch attack on Iran over its nuclear program. And in sports, corners, second yellow card forms scope of VAR for Summer World Cup. Details of these and other stories will make the next half of the bulletin if you keep us company when we return. Don't go away.
Mega Power Ministries OPM Worldwide present Total Deliverance from Sin. It is a night where we will experience the instant outpouring and manifestation of God's power. There will be instant miracles, healings, deliverance, breakthroughs, signs and wonders. Locked wombs will be opened. Great destinies will be reactivated. Lost glories and opportunities will be restored. And above all, lives will be transformed through the word and prayers. Date, Friday, 6th March 2026. Time 8 p.m. till dawn. Venue OPM headquarters, Dr. Jesus City, Mbodo, Alo, Rivers State, Nigeria. Come believing, ready to pray with your coconut and receive the anointing to walk in dominion and swear in victory.
OPM, Dr. Jesus.
Veggies, but we want it tasty and easy too. No cubes. That's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic. And enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
Logos Ministries Incorporated presents Residing Bishop.
1st of March is a whole 4 days of consistent, constant teaching to make sure you overcome the battles of life. So please make it a date with us.
Absolutely.
Our marriage bonanza is going to run on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 2 nights and 2 mornings. It's going to be a fantastic program.
Amen.
Make it a day with us,
Amen.
and the Lord will bless you. Bye-bye.
Don't miss it.
This is Rstv World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. Rstv, Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
Search and rescue agreements between both countries. Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Kayamo, who was accompanied by the Director General of the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, Captain Chris Najomo, signed the agreement during a working visit to Cameroon. Kayamo's Special Advisor on Media and Communications, Tunde Moshood, in a statement said the agreement was in alignment with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu, which prioritizes institutional strengthening, regional cooperation, economic revitalization, and the protection of lives and property, deepening bilateral and multilateral aviation cooperation, promoting regional integration across Africa, and ensuring that governance translates into tangible protection for citizens and the global aviation community. The newly signed agreement is designed to strengthen operational coordination between the respective rescue coordination centers of both countries, establish clear communication protocols, facilitates joint search and rescue operations, and enhance rapid response mechanisms within their respective search and rescue regions, also called SRRS. The Registrar and Chief Executive Officer of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, Professor Ishak Oloyede, has declared that candidates and parents involved in examination fraud would face severe consequences, insisting that the board would no longer tolerate what he described as a grave and disturbing development threatening the integrity of the country's education system. Addressing journalists in Abuja, Oloyede said the board convened the press briefing to confront activities that strike at the heart of fairness, merit, and integrity in the Nigerian educational system. The registrar disclosed that recent investigations uncovered criminal syndicates using artificial intelligence to impersonate JAMB officials and defraud candidates. and their parents were complicit in the matter. Now, Israel launched a daylight attack Saturday on Iran's capital as witnesses reported smoke rising near the offices of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who is 86 and has not been seen publicly in days. The U.S. has assembled a vast fleet of fighter jets and warships in the region to try to pressure Iran into a deal over its nuclear program. Iran had hoped to avert the war but maintains it has the right to enrich uranium and does not want to discuss other issues like its long-range missile program or support for armed groups like Hamas and Hezbollah. Trump said that Saturday's strikes would be part of a massive and ongoing operation that will aim to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground, as well as annihilate their navy and ensure that the region's terrorist proxies can no longer destabilize the region or the world. Now, at least 20 people have been killed and others injured after a Bolivian Air Force cargo plane crashed in the western city of El Alto, the country's authorities have said, as the plane was arriving at El Alto's airport from the city of Santa Cruz. According to the aviation officials, it reportedly skidded off the runway and hit nearby vehicles. The Defense Ministry later confirmed its C-130 Hercules was involved and that it had been transporting banknotes to the Central Bank of Bolivia. The Air Force commander said there were 8 people aboard the plane. Director General of the National Sports Commission, NSC, Bukola Olopade, has said sport is not just about podium placement or winning, it's about passion sharing, community engagement, economic empowerment, social integration, and the spread of a feel-good atmosphere. All of these are fully entrenched in the Niger Delta Games, he said, while declaring the second edition closed in Benin, the Edo State capital. Olopade, who represented President Tinubu, described the Niger Delta Games as a living example of how sport can unify communities while stimulating local economies, adding that the Commission would continue to back the initiative. He called on governors of Niger Delta states to deepen their commitment to the Games by working closely with the Niger Delta Development Commission to guarantee sustainability. Now, corners and second yellow cards will be added to the scope of the video assistant referee for the Summer's World Cup. Measures to address loss of tempo in matches and cut down on time wasting will also be introduced, including new countdowns on goal kicks, throw-ins, and substitutions. The International Football Association Board IFAB approved the proposals at its annual general meeting at the Hensall Castle in Wales on Saturday, adding that the changes will come into force from 1 June and apply for the 2026 to 2027 session. IFAB also agreed to further trials about potential changes